Hi, class. Well, we're in week 2. We had an excellent week last week. Everyone responded to the discussion post last week. Excellent job, everyone. I just want to remind you about the discussion post to optimize your points and to make sure you get full credit for your discussion post for each week. Make sure you respond to at least 2 other students in class. Now, your initial response to the discussion question, that means your first response that's answering the question, the discussion question, is due by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. However, your responses to at least 2 other students is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. of that week, okay? Um, in the discussion board, we want to see you guys engage in conversation about the topic. So you want to talk about what is being said in the discussion board. You can bring in examples about what's going on in the nation or current events or ask questions to keep the conversation going. I know that these are kind of generic topics because this is your start class, but if you can find information about topics that we're talking about, it would be really great. And you can post articles, you can post videos, and so on and so forth. Don't forget, you can also ask questions from your classmates about what they posted. Okay, so let's briefly go over what we talked about in week 1, which was the college transition week. This week was to kind of just introduce to you Vista College, the online platform, and addressing your attitude and your values and your decision making towards college. Okay, so that's what we talked about. You had some lessons that talked about the culture of college. You talked about your attitudes for college, and then you chose 3 reasons why you, 3 the most important reasons why you decided to go to college, and you discussed those. And then you had a scavenger hunt that kind of got you acclimated to the Vista College catalog. That catalog is valuable information for you. So um, keep that on hand and just remember that if you have questions and you can't reach someone, you can always consult your catalog. And then we had assignment 1.2. I enjoyed reading you guys' values that you came up with. And many of you said that your lives did reflect, or your decision making did reflect your values. So that was good to see. I think choosing to go to college addresses or is driven by one of your core values. And so that's a great decision. So good work on that. I want you guys to keep up the good work. Now that we know our values, we're about to set our goals. And so we're going to be making some more decisions, right? So in this week, for week 2, we're going to talk about SMART goals. We're going to talk about financial literacy and budgeting. We're going to actually set some goals, some academic goals, not professional goals. We're setting our academic goals for this week. Okay, so look at the lessons, do the practices for lessons 2.1 and 2.2 about goal setting, setting long-term and short-term goals. And then there's a video about financial literacy that I'd like you guys to see. And then in this discussion for week 2, I love this video. This video is by a running back, Reggie Rivers, for the Denver Broncos, who's a former running back. And he addresses goal setting, and he has a different spin on goal setting. I want to hear your thoughts about what he says about goal setting in the discussion board. Really be honest about what you think about what he says. Does it apply to your life? Is it accurate what he says? Talk about that and let me see. I enjoy the video, so I want to know what you guys think. And then in 2.1, you're going to actually set, as I mentioned earlier, your academic goals. So you're going to state 2 long-term academic goals And then for those two long-term academic goals, you're going to identify 3 short-time goals to support those long-term goals. So each long-term goal will have 3 supporting short-term goals. And what are short-term goals? They're the goals that will help you get to your long-term goal, okay? So if I'm going to cook a pot of gumbo, that's my long-term goal. My short-term goal is to buy the ingredients, to chop up the vegetables, and then to start my roux. That could be my 3 supporting goals. That's just an example. Okay? So my long-term goal is to make the gumbo. My short-term goal is to prepare for making the gumbo. Okay? I know I'm hungry, so just forgive me. Okay, and then for assignment 2.2, you're going to prepare a personal budget. You can use this template that's in the class, this little formatting, or Microsoft Word and different software and online has different budgeting templates that you can use. And in this budget, you want to include your income, you want to include your expenses, and don't forget your school expenses. Make sure that everything balances out at the end, right? And you're going to write a summary on what you plan to do if financial difficulties arise while you're in school. What's your backup plan? What's your plan B if your money gets funny, right? So usually people forget to do that. I want to remind you now, don't forget your summary, okay? Prepare your budget, submit those, and then your final assignment this week is a career service survey. And you're going to go on there and answer a few questions. You get 25 points for just answering the questions. Here's a trick. So a lot of times students can't capture the last page of that survey as it is mentioning here in the instructions. So my advice to you is to go ahead and close the survey and go back in and try to do the survey again. When you do that, it will say you've already taken this survey. Take a screenshot of that page and submit it, and I'll grade it for that, okay? All right. Guys, I'm excited about this week. I want to see some good things coming through on the discussion board and in your assignments. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. I'm available via text, remind, or email, okay? Or give me a call, okay? All right. Have a great week.